Hi everyone, welcome to Interviewland, a show where I will be interviewing artists, musicians, and creatives. I'm Annie Barber and I'll be hosting today's episode. I hope you enjoy it. Hello, how are we today?
Good. Enjoying the sunshine.
Yep, yep.
Very nice.
How are you feeling about the show tonight?
Feeling good, feeling excited.
Yeah.
It's nice to be back in Edinburgh.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in Edinburgh. It's nice to be
Easily
back
done.
in Glasgow.
Glasgow has the best audiences, so
Well, I might be biased because I've been going to concerts in Glasgow since I was really young, but I would have to agree. I think that is true. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes tonight.
Nice.
Yeah.
it's been a long time since we've played here, actually.
Yeah, we've only ever played one proper show in Glasgow, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, will be nice
All
to
right,
play here
yeah.
again.
Will be interesting to see what happens. So I first wanted to ask about the name Sunflower Thieves, if you could tell us where that came from.
We don't know. Yeah, we went to a cafe and we wrote down a bunch of names and we kind of jigged some words around and that was one of the that came out on top.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
we wanted one word that was like more light and
Mm.
one word that was darker
Yeah.
and matched them together.
Yeah. Well, I think you got that perfectly. And I've noticed that you're actually in another project. It's called Rail Replacement Bus Service. Is that correct?
Correct.
I love that. I think that's such a cool name. Where did that one come from?
Yeah, there's so many signs around
Yeah.
for rail replacement bus services, and we just thought it was hilarious and
Yeah.
it would be funny to call a project that.
Yeah, just sticking out. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So how's the tour been so far?
Yeah,
Very
really
good.
nice.
Yeah.
We're on show 4.
Okay.
Out of 6. So we've got Nottingham tomorrow and then London in a few weeks' time. Which will be really, really nice. But yeah, we supported Hannah a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
In London.
Okay.
So it's nice to
Nice to be
playing some
back.
more shows of her.
Yeah. So I want to talk about your single, Overdose. Where did the idea for that come from? Obviously, I know what it's about, but I want to get your perspective on it.
Yeah, you've got a good intro to this, haven't you? On stage, Amy's always introing this.
I guess we wrote it with our friend Liv, who's one of our favourite people to write with. And we were it was just kind of coming out of lockdown. I was living with my parents after having been away at uni. I moved back home and was kind of feeling, I don't know, it was a strange situation to be in, I suppose, because it wasn't what I planned, but I was really grateful. And like now I look back and I'm really, really grateful for that time.
Yeah.
But it was quite an intense time for me at the same time. And Lily had been at home for lockdown and then had gone back to Leeds and it was kind of feeling, I guess, a bit guilty about not being able to be at home as much.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of about the shift in dynamic between us and our parents as we've grown up. We've always been really close to our parents, but it's kind of nice to recognise them as friends.
Yeah.
But also it's quite a complex
it's complicated
balance because you're still like parent and child.
Yeah.
Everyone always laughs when we say it's called overdose because obviously that doesn't really have positive connotations, but you have to listen to it to understand, I suppose.
No, I do get it. And when I was listening to it, I definitely thought it was an interesting perspective because I knew that both of you had already been to university. So I was thinking it was interesting for it to be coming out now. But then I really related to it because I've just been living at home for a couple of months in between moving from Aberdeen down to here. And I thought that it makes sense sort of at that point, I suppose, when you're a bit older, you're more mature and maybe there's more space for you to recognise that bond rather than when you're just leaving for university. It's like, oh, there's a whole new world out there. So it's not the same sort of dynamic, if you get what I mean. So I think that makes a lot of sense that's how it came out.
Yeah, definitely, especially because you move away for uni or like just moving out and you learn to live by yourself or with new people and how you want to live as an adult. And then the dynamic of moving back in for a bit or feeling bad about not being able to see them as much.
Yeah.
That's
The guitar solo that's in it, I wasn't expecting it when I listened to it the first time, but I absolutely love it. I feel like it sort of fits very well in with the theme as well, I feel, because it's not the sort of thing that you're expecting to come in, but it does. And it's like, I don't know, kind of magical in a way. How did you plan for that? Was it spontaneous or did you think of it beforehand?
There was a space for it, and we weren't entirely sure how to fill it. To start with, and then we worked with a co-producer called Jack Hardman, and he just went a bit wild on it, and we were like, "Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we definitely want to use that." Because we had our like vocally singy bit over that instrumental bit, but it was missing a little bit extra, and he filled that gap really nice.
Yeah, it's quite a simple song, really, isn't it? And they needed something to kind of shake it up in the middle, I think, but also to kind of emulate some of the feelings that you're juggling with in the song. It also, this song and our next song that will be coming out were kind of finished with the last EP that we released, Same Blood. So it felt like a nice step on from Same Blood, which is a little bit, I guess, more in that direction. Yeah. This one's another step. And then I think the song after that, when you hear it, it's like another step further.
Okay.
Slightly.
If you like the guitar solo, you're in for a treat.
Slightly heavier, slightly more rocky. Big emotions, basically.
Was there a specific reason that you picked Overdose as the first single from this little project, or was it again just like spontaneous in a way?
Yeah, I think what Amy just said, the like progression from the EP really made a lot of sense to do Overdose first and then the next one next. And hopefully the ones after that will follow on suit.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. So I have so many questions in my head right now. But I know that you're both Boy Genius fans, right?
Correct.
This might be a tricky one, but I wanted to see if you could give me like a top 3, maybe.
Whoa.
I know that takes like a lot of thinking whenever anyone asks. Yeah, if you can. Obviously, doesn't have to be like an exact order. It can just be what you're feeling in the moment.
True Blue is definitely one of them.
That's one of our favourites. Me and My Dog.
Yeah.
That's up there. And Not Strong Enough.
Yeah.
It's an amazing song.
Yeah. Good choices.
That one's probably the top one for me, despite the fact that I couldn't remember its name.
That's fine. I swear whenever people ask these questions, it's always like, oh, do I even know any of these songs? It's like, because you're so on the spot. And what about the new Lucy Dacus album? Have we listened?
Oh, so gorgeous, good. Yeah. Love it.
Really love it.
Yeah, I thought that Ankles is just such a good song. It wasn't what I was expecting.
I listened to it like 10 times in a row, and I didn't even get through the whole song. I just really liked the start of it, the way it starts. And I want to start a song like that.
Do it, honestly. Yeah. Maybe so. Yeah, it's the best way to get inspiration from other music, which actually leads me into my next question. How do you stay motivated and inspired to write songs?
We definitely write a lot about, like our experiences and our life choices and the people we know and the people we meet. So, yeah, I think a lot of it is just experiencing life and doing as much of that as possible.
Yeah, we're also all of our like close circle or like wider close circle of songwriters. So it's kind of habit, and you're just surrounded by it, and we're always sharing songs with each other and singing on each other's songs, and
constantly inspired by each other.
Yeah, it doesn't really occur not to write songs, I suppose.
Yeah. So just very natural, I feel. Yeah, that makes sense. So what else have you got lined up for the rest of this year? If you can tell us, obviously.
We've got the rest of this tour, and then next month we're on tour with Samantha Crane, which we're really excited about as well. And then we've got some exciting festival-y bits in summer, haven't we? We're supporting the Thieves at Cottingham Folk Festival, which is a massive thing for us, like checklist moment in life.
Yeah.
We're really excited for that. And the rest is secret.
Yeah. Can't tell us yet. Okay, well, thank you very much for speaking to me.
Thanks
I've enjoyed
for
this.
speaking to us.
Yeah.